The wings span 100.
Deep in the Pacific jungle, a legend sleeps. For 80 years, a Boeing B-29 Superfortress. Search began in dusty archives. Mission logs from 1945 reporting a B-29 making emergency landing after combat damage.
Recovery requires expertise from multiple disciplines. Aviation historians knowing B-29 structure.
Access. GPS coordinates align with 80-year-old notations. Technology bridging generations. Machetes clear paths through vegetation that wasn't here in 1945. The jungle reclaimed this space. Vines.
The vertical stabilizer, unmistakable profile of a B-29 tail rising from green chaos. 80 years.
The serial number is still visible, corroded but legible. Cross-referencing confirms identity.
Preliminary assessment begins immediately. The fuselage is remarkably intact. Aluminum corroded, but structural ribs.
Before touching anything, document everything. Hundreds of photographs from every angle. Archaeological protocol applied to the cockpit, where 7 men fought to save their lives. Vines have grown through shattered plexiglass.
We find them carefully. A canteen, flight jacket fragment, Lucky Charm still clipped to navigator's station. These aren't just artifacts, they're connections to young men.
The wings span 141 feet, longer than most buildings. Buried under soil and root.
Recovery requires equipment that doesn't exist locally. Heavy lift helicopters arrive carrying specialized airbags.
The moment of truth. Airbags inflate slowly. 5 psi, 10 psi, 15. Metal groans, vines snap, soil shifts. She's moving.
The fuselage lifts. 40,000 pounds of history rising from soil that entombed it. Roots tear.
The heavy lift chopper strains against maximum capacity. Rotor wash flattles vegetation as fuselage swings beneath.
First touchdown after 80 years, not at airfield but muddy clearing. Ground crews, including several Caucasian men and women, rush to secure, stabilize, protect from weather.
Wing sections follow, one at a time. Each weighs several tons, spans 70 feet. The extraction takes days.
Finally, she's together again, separated but present. Fuselage, wings, tail, engines, countless smaller components.
C-130 cargo aircraft, modified tied to carry disassembled bomber sections.
The restoration facility, a renowned aviation museum with decades of war resurrection experience. Inventory takes weeks, every component photographed from multiple angles, cataloged in detailed database, assessed for restoration viability.
Corrosion is the primary enemy. 80 years of tropical humidity created extensive pitting, intergranular attack.
The fuselage separates into major sections: forward crew cabin, massive bomb bay, aft fuselage, distinctive tail assembly.
The R-3350s, 18 cylinders, 2,200 horsepower each, most complex engines of their era.
The critical question, is she strong enough to move? Engineers probe corroded aluminum, test structural joints, measure metal thickness.
Helical tube. Chemical baths dissolve corrosion without damaging underlying base or aluminum alloy. The process takes.
B-29 Superfortress construction used over 500,000 individual rivets. Every single one requires inspection.
Crashed impact and decades of settling created subtle frame distortions. Massive hydraulic presses apply controlled force, straightening structural members back to factory specifications.
Approximately 30% of skin panels are beyond repair. Corrosion penetrated too deeply. Skilled
Control surfaces determine aircraft maneuverability. Ailerons for roll, elevators for pitch, rudder for yaw.
Landing gear collapsed during emergency jungle landing. Hydraulic cylinders seized. Structural members bent. Wheels corroded.
Bomb bay doors span 20 feet, largest movable surfaces on aircraft. Restoration involves complete hydraulic system.
Original instruments are museum pieces themselves. Expert craftsmen fabricate faith reproductions using original technology.
Original wiring insulation deteriorated completely. Restoration involves removing every wire.
Fuel system integrity is non-negotiable. Trays. Leaks cause fires, explosions, crashes. Original fuel tanks cleaned.
A complete overhaul replaces seals, rebuilds pumps, and pressure tests every component. Modern
Each propeller spans 16 feet diameter, 4 blades per propeller, 16 blades total.
Before installation, engines run on test stands, massive frames holding engines securely while monitoring performance.
Wright R3350 duplex cyclone, 8 cylinders arranged radially, producing 2,200 horsepower each.
Crankshafts convert piston linear motion into rotational power, but imbalance creates vibration. Dynamic balancing uses
Valve trains control cylinder breathing, intake valves admitting fuel-air mixture, exhaust valves expelling combustion gases.
Magnetos generate electrical spark igniting fuel, 2 per engine for redundancy, 8 total for 4 engines. Original
Reassembly reverses disassembly but with refreshed components. Crankshaft oiled, pistons inserted.
The moment arrives. First engine start after complete restoration. Fuel lines primed, oil pressure verified, magnetos.
Instruments tell the story. Oil pressure climbing to 60 psi. Cylinder head temperatures stabilizing at 400 degrees.
Fuel consumption reveals engine health. Each engine should burn approximately 150 gallons per hour at cruise power.
Variable pitch propellers adjust blade angle, optimizing performance. Fine pitch for takeoff power, coarse pitch for cruise efficiency.
Wings attached to fuselage center section, most critical structural connection on aircraft. Aligning bolt holes.
Each wing attaches with dozens of massive bolts, 2 inches diameter, heat-treated steel, torqued to exact specifications.
Installation involves aligning engine mounts precisely, securing with vibration-isolating bushings, connecting fuel lines.
Electrical system powers instruments, lights, rates, radios, essential flight systems. Comprehensive testing verifies every circuit.
Fuel tanks hold over 8,000 gallons total. Wings, fuselage, even Bombay auxiliary tanks for extended range.
Final inspection examines every rivet, every seam, every surface. Quality control team uses mirrors, magnification, and tactile examination.
Weight and balance determine flight characteristics. Too nose-heavy, aircraft dives. Too tail-heavy, aircraft stalls.
Flight controls receive thorough testing. Ailerons deflecting full range, elevators moving smoothly, rudder swinging freely.
Before flight testing, static display allows public viewing. Thousands visit, seeing restored Superfortress up close.
Paint scheme recreates wartime appearance. Research involves examining period photographs, consulting color charts.
Chief pilot conducts personal pre-flight inspection. Veteran with thousands of hours in vintage bombers. Intimate knowledge of B-29.
Crew briefing covers every contingency. Takeoff procedures, climb-out path, test maneuvers, emergency procedures, return to field options.
Taxi clearance received. Throttles advance slightly, brakes release, massive bomber begins rolling. 40 tons moving smoothly, steering
Boys! At 4! At the sun! Sorry, I like rotation speed. Pilot applies gentle back pressure on control yoke. Nose yoke rises. Main wheel still rolling. Speed.
The pilot's expression says everything words cannot. Pure joy mixed with relief. Gear up. Hydraulic twine, massive struts retract smoothly into wing nestles. Wheel well doors close.
Climb continues, aircraft gaining altitude steadily. The massive yet graceful power.
Instruments tell success story. Altimeter showing 5,000 feet and climbing. Airspeed indicator steady at 180 knots.
Test maneuvers begin carefully. Gentle turns left and right, checking aileron response. Slight climbs and descents, testing elevator authority. Coordinated rudder inputs, verifying directional control.
Formation flight provides scale perspective. Massive Superfortress dwarfing modern chase aircraft. The B-29 spans 141 feet.
Co-pilot monitors systems continuously. Fuel consumption tracking against calculated values. Engine parameters checking for anomalies. Electrical system voltages verifying proper generation. Power settings verification. Tests each engine individually and collectively. Increasing power, decreasing power. Checking mixture controls. Verifying propeller governors.
Level flight at 7,000 feet. Aircraft trimmed hands off. cruising smoothly at 200 knots indicated.
Navigation systems blend old and new. Period-correct magnetic compass, radio direction finder alongside modern GPS.
Multiple camera ships surround the Superfortress. Aerial cinematographers documenting every angle, capturing history.
Test flight completion approaching. Descent begins gradually. Pilots coordinate with the tower and verify the landing checklist, preparing for the most critical phase.
Landing checklist methodical, thorough. Fuel selectors positioned, mixture controls set, propellers high RPM, landing gear down verified, 3 green.
Gear down. Hydraulic system lowers massive landing gear. Main struts extending from wing nacelles. Nose gear dropping from forward fuselage.
Final approach established, 1 mile from runway threshold, 500 feet altitude, airspeed 120 knots. Pilots maintain precise glide path, correct for wind drift. Threshold crossed, aircraft perfectly.
Touchdown, creating puff of tire smoke. Weight settling onto...
Rollout smooth and controlled, brakes applied gradually, propellers reverse providing aerodynamic braking speed decreasing steadily.
Taxi clear of runway, throttles back to idle, magneto switches off, propellers coasting to stop. Engines secured after successful first flight.
Crew exits aircraft. Pilot, co-pilot, flight engineer climbing down, wearing expressions mixing exhaustion, elation. Spectators erupt in celebration. Thousands gathered to witness history, now erupting in applause.
Among spectators, 98-year-old B-29 veteran weeps openly.
She rests now. Mission accomplished. From jungle tomb to flying phoenix. 80 years couldn't destroy this superfortress.
Memorial plaque mounted inside honors original crew, 7 survivors. Also honors 3,900